We're back with a late episode taking you through everything fantasy for round 10.
Come on!
Hello and welcome back to Off the Market podcast. I'm Mason.
And I'm Casey. And first time doing the podcast outside of my own house. I did the come on and my dog is now going nuts. So sorry if you can hear that in the background. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. Excited for the Off the Market, exactly right. I'm pretty excited too. It's been an alright weekend for me so far. Obviously we're filming this on the Saturday morning, so we've had 3 games go. We've had the Pies Sydney game, we had the Port Gold Coast game, and then Geelong Brisbane on the Thursday. And it's been some big scores this week, mate.
There has. Well, we'll discuss them all when we go through our players. We might just, because there's 3 games, we'll probably just leave them for Monday to go through. But let's get straight into, I reckon, a bit of cop or flop, which is our first segment for today. I thought we'd start this maybe with a little bit of a different, of course, this segment is ever-changing, trying to perfect it. Just, some guys that are kind of, I guess we're ready to get out of our sides, because this is really kind of the areas that we're kind of chopping guys off. I guess if we go through, look at the top traded out, we can see at the top there Jacob Farrow. We're happy to let him go.
Happy to do that.
And there's a couple of other rookies there. Interestingly, the 4th most traded out player, Jai Sarong, which if you did trade him out, probably not the best move. I think he had like an 80 or something last night, which was good. I had him on field, so yeah, that is tough. But other rookies there, Sam Grill, I think we can be happy trading him out now. He's not come back into the side, has he?
Don't think so, no. I think he's still out, yeah.
No. Lucky Jacks is also named in the 6th most traded out. Willem Dersma also traded out there. I think I'd probably be holding on to that one. But look, if that can get you somewhere, maybe. But there's a couple of kind of mid-prices that are right at the top at number 2 and 3 most traded out, and that's Joshua Shelley and Tanner Bruin. Now, obviously, if you did the Bruin move, you have already locked that in, which is what I did, unfortunately, because he did have a 91, I think, which I guess not the best. And then, with Joshua Shelley as well. See, this is the one that I don't know about. And as a Joshua Shelley owner, are you moving him on this week?
I'm not, but that's kind of out of necessity. Well, not necessarily out of necessity. It's just that I liked the look of my team with getting one more rookie off the field. I wasn't too keen. If Todd Marshall had played, or had been named at least, I might have had a look at him before I made any changes. But yeah, for me, I'm holding him, just doing the Bruin and the Farrow, one up, one down kind of thing. That gets me to a better player in the defense. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's not really anyone I want to go to in the forward line. I mean, this is round 10. We've got round 11 next week, and then Rochelle's got to buy, and I'll be jumping off of him then for sure. So I don't know. Like, hopefully he sticks it through and puts at least an 80 would be elite.
Yeah. I guess the talk has been that he so Nick's has been questioned about this a lot this week, about him in the midfield, and that's probably the big question, I guess, for whether you're trading him in or out. Well, not trading him in, whether you're trading him out or not. And he's apparently set to kind of get more midfield time, but to me it kind of sounded a little bit hesitant, I guess. Like it wasn't a certainty that he would. I don't know. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. And if I were an owner, I wouldn't be super happy with that. Look, I think you can be trading him out if you have someone in the forward line that you want. And I guess if we quickly go through some other names here. So Windsor is also highly traded out, being injured with that foot injury. So he can definitely be going if you have him. Other rookies, Sharp can go, Gothard can go, Blamires can go. Really, all of these guys can go. The ones I'd be keeping, unless you can get them to someone, probably Dersma and Sarong, because they are still good on-field scorers as the kind of high-price ones, and they're both being traded out. But I'd also be keeping, if I scroll all the way down and try and find Well, at least people are doing the right thing and not trading out Murdoch and Jagger, because they're probably two other ones that I would be keeping as well. Other premium kind of names there. Cal Wilkie has been named, but people are still trading him out. So you're probably holding him if you do
He's
have
gonna
him. I
go
know he's got a high
120.
break even, but yeah, Richmond, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
he's gonna go 120 at least. Yeah.
Other names there. Jack Steele is a popular trade out target, which I don't mind.
I don't mind.
If you can get him to, like, if you were able to get him to Dacos or Baz, I think that's your avenue. If you didn't want to do it from Bruin. I spoke on Monday about how I was trying to get Bruin to Dacos, Baz. I've ended up going Bont, so I missed both of them. I probably should have just gone to Baz, to be honest. But yeah. Steele, I think you can be trading him out.
Yeah, when I was talking before about getting one rookie off field, I didn't think too hard about going Bruin over Rochelle, but I did have to think. I was just watching you drink that. Holy shit.
It's like frozen.
Sorry,
if you're listening, I've just taken a drink of my... It's like a frozen smoothie thing and like a smoothie maker, and it's just one block of like mushy juice. I tried to drink it before, it wouldn't work. I've just taken a sip and it's fallen on my face.
Yeah, that was quite funny. Anyway, no, I was talking. What was I talking? Oh yeah, Rochelle. But I was thinking hard about going Steele out over Tanner Bruin, and I didn't end up doing that. And Bruin's gone 90, and Steele's probably going to go sub 80. So
yeah,
that could really suck. That, like, sliding doors, that would have been not only better score, but given me more cash to spend next week, because I'm not carrying much cash. I'm only carrying 72k over, and I would have liked to be carrying more. So
yeah. So the Hawks are 71 at the moment, which is a yellow team for mids. They have gone up. They were red about 4 or 5 weeks ago, so they are getting easier, which is a good sign, I guess, for him. But yeah, not fantastic, I guess. So yeah, I think you can definitely be trading out of him if he gets you somewhere. Other premium names there, if we keep going down, Dane Zorko obviously was the late out, so a lot of people traded out of him, which if you were able to do that in time, well done.
Yeah.
And then we kind of get into numbers that are just a bit random. But let's talk one other issue in trading out, and that's Lockie McAndrew. So 2,000 coaches are trading him out, and I did speak on this a little bit. I don't know if I spoke about it on the pod, but I think early Sunday night last week, I was pretty keen on doing this. I've kind of backflipped on it now. Maybe let's more talk. I think you can do it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a necessity, and I think it's a little bit luxury. But if you wanted to just do it this week, so his run coming up, he's got he plays Sherry, and then the combo of Meek and Reeves, then Geelong, which is good, then English, Gawn, and Sweet.
Yeah, right.
So it's, and then he plays Eagles, which is good, and then Witts, Grundy, Cameron and Steen, Peter Wright, Toby Nankervis, Luke Jackson, Kieran Briggs. So he's kind of, if we look at his fixture so far, he's already played Richmond, Carlton, Geelong, Bulldogs. No, he would have played them with English, but he's played a lot of the easy matchups so far already. So if there kind of isn't a better time to move him on than now. It's just whether there's other moves that you need to be doing.
You would have been happy if you've gone up to Grundy for a massive 161. That'd be good. But no, a little bit of news with the rucks was my plan with this sort of thing was McAndrew, hold him till after the round 12 bye, then jump on X, because I think X has that round 12 bye as well. So play Steen and Grundy and then jump off after that. But Steen has done his knee, and the word from Craig McRae last night was that it doesn't look good and it could potentially be a long one. So considering that round 12 bye is only 2 weeks away, I doubt I'm going to have 2 planned rucks for that week, which will be pretty shit. But
yeah, I honestly think that McAndrew is probably someone you just move if he's your R3.
Yeah.
Move the cash off, you go down to Barnett, and that gets you anything on the other side. And I guess, maybe talking on a Saturday when Grundy's already played, we've, found out about the Steen injury, you can't go there at all. It's probably a move that you just wait till next week for now, I think. And you get a rookie off field this week. Or even, you could wait till the buys. I think that's definitely what we're doing if he's on field, though. But let's now talk about some trade-in targets, some cops, I guess. And let's go to the rucks on the other side of that. So the most traded in ruck this week is Luke Jackson, pretty much. So he's got 1,500 coaches trading him in, with 2,000 trading McAndrew out. So it seems most are going there to Jackson. Then there's another 400 trading in Sherry, and 451 did trade in Brodie Grundy as well. So they're the main three. What's your ranking?
Grundy,
Jackson, Jackson's 1.09,
Mm.
7. Sherry, if you want to save 13k, is 1.084. And if you wanted to save 17k, you go Grundy at 1.08.
Oh,
And Jackson has a 91 break even. Sherry 126 break even. Grundy had a 147 break even, but of course he fucking hit that, didn't he? So
yeah. Well, well, since round 4, Grundy's only dropped one game, and he's gone over 116 in every other game. He had 3 130s in a row, had that 128, just gone 161. He can do it. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But that 50 floor is really quite a not a shock, but it's just a bit like, how is this happening?
sucks.
Why is this happening? Kind of thing. Whereas X,
Yeah.
he had that bit of a miss, bit of that stint, but he's gone 145, 131 against, mind you, Nick Madden and then Harry Edwards. So not two massive rucks. But then coming up against Grundy, 84, which was not the best for him, considering that he comes up against McAndrew.
He's got a good run coming up.
What do we get a read on the McAndrew? Didn't we say it was a little bit harder than you think?
So McAndrew at the moment, I'll read out Sherry's run. So we just spoke on Grundy. He goes, before his bye, he goes, Collingwood, who are yellow, Geelong, who are dark green, Richmond, who are light green, and then St Kilda, red, Port, red, and then bye. If we look up at Sherry, in comparison, this week he goes McAndrew, who is just straight green. Then he goes Gold Coast, who are yellow. Then his bye, and we'll go a couple afterwards, I guess. He's then got 4 green matchups in Fremantle, West Coast, Richmond, and Essendon. And then he goes, green and red from after that. So Sherry's definitely got the run for him.
Yeah, okay.
And just quickly, if we look up at Jackson, before his bye in, round 14, he goes yellowy green in Essendon, red against St Kilda, again yellowy green against Brisbane, and then orange against North Melbourne. So Sherry's definitely got the run of them all. And I guess, like you were saying, he's hit those 2 big scores with a 145 and a 131 against 2 green matchups. Do you just trust the fixture?
I think you might have to. I don't think you're going to be losing too many points whichever way you go. So you can, I suppose, chase the fixture. It's done well for us in the past, like especially with rucks. I think is the most most consistent with the fixture kind of thing. Like if it's a bad game, they'll have a bad game, and if it's a good game, they'll have, and not drastically, but no. I have got Luke Jackson in my draft, and he's been really nice to just sit there with just like a rolling C or a rolling VC. He's gone probably 130 over the last 3 weeks, 131 even. Like, it's just, you can't really go wrong.
Even 125 over his last 5 as well.
You're not gonna miss whichever way you go. So.
Yeah, and if you want ownership numbers on that, so Jackson is the most owned at 36% owned. Then Grundy's still only 24% owned, so definitely much less. Yeah, Gawn is slightly ahead of him at 27 if we're just keeping tabs as well. And then Sherry is all the way down at 11% owned. So if you really wanted, to hit, I mean, I think we can both agree that Sherry is going to average probably over that, next 6 weeks is probably his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably next 8 weeks. Until he then after comes up against, Gawn, Marshall, DeConning, and then Reeves, Meek. So Crows, Suns, Freo, Eagles, Richmond, Essendon, Port, Collingwood. He has to average like 120 over that, you would think. And I know he does have that first bye, but then he's going to average that, be scoring that. I mean, in those other bye rounds when we're having best 18, you need your big scorers, right?
Correct.
And in round 13, he plays Freo, so that should probably be about a 120. Eagles could be a 160. Richmond could be another, 150. Essendon probably about a 130. Like that's when he's really going to be hitting his strides.
Yeah.
I think for a unique option, if you wanted to go early, even because I feel like that ownership will jump up once we get to the buys, then I think you could definitely do that.
Fair enough. I think, whichever way you go, I still think you're going to be all right. So it's up to personal preference.
Well, let's talk. We talked about Rochelle and trading him out. Let's talk some options to bring in for him. So Rochelle is 766k as it stands with a 110 break even. So if you wanted to go down from him, the most popular trade is Connor Buderick with 5,700 coaches trading him in. I don't know. I feel like I've warmed a little bit maybe since we spoke on Tuesday about this, but I don't know. I feel like it's a bit unstable. You're
Yeah,
getting this guy off his highest score for the season 1 week back from injury,
that's
and
it's hard to
before
get a
that he
read
was
on him.
kind of
Mm.
averaging like 80. Yeah,
It's hard to get a read on him because if he is averaging 80, even with his 100 in there, he'll still go up probably 60K over the next week or two. So it's not going to be the worst play. And if you're using it to get through that round 12 bye, which could be a look, like if you wanted to go Rochelle to Buderick now for like a little what would that be? That'd be like a kind of, I'm trying to say how many weeks is that? Anyway, I get distracted by you trying to drink your milkshake. It's
no,
hilarious. Um,
it's really annoying.
yeah, if you went Rochelle to Buderick now as like a little until Buderick's bye, which is in uh wait, what are they? They're around 16. So
Yep.
you get a forward in there for the round 12. So you've got at least three playing. If you've got the usual like Cook on field and the Sheasel, and maybe you've got like a Petrarca or a Horn Francis or a Rankin or Rochelle or someone like that. You go now, you get someone else off of that good buy, because remember we've got Lombard on that as well, and he's the round 12 buy.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one for the forwards. So you get someone there that covers you for one spot. Worst is he what drops 65, loses
Mm,
20K. I don't see it as the
yeah.
worst play, but I think there's
No.
better things you could be doing.
Definitely, and yeah, I think if you wanted to jump off Rochelle on the buy that a lot of the forwards are, you talk about Port is on that buy with Horn Francis if you have him, Adelaide obviously with Rankin and Rochelle and Cook, Gold Coast with Lombard and Petrarca, and then North as well with Sheasel and Zerha if you do have him too.
Hmm.
You can definitely jump off Rochelle and go to Buderick, and then you could even jump off Buderick at his round 16 buy. Like it could just be kind of like a month and a bit play over the buys.
Yeah,
And then you're kind of essentially trading out to, get someone with no buy if you want to plan it like that, which I think it should be, it's easier to plan things when we have these three trades. So I know
correct.
we usually say, not to, but you can definitely do it now. The option that I'm more considering if I were trading to the forward line is
Durham.
the next, Durham, the next target for if you're going down at 701k, so he is cheaper as well, though 20k is not really that much.
Hmm.
They've got the same break even of 52, but Durham over his last 2 weeks has scored a 93 and a 91, and he's been playing CBA time, which is good. They brought him back in there after, so he got the forward status because he was playing forward, and
Yeah.
now over the last 2 weeks he's had 78% and 84% CBAs against the Lions or the Giants as well, who are two tough matchups. And now Essendon go on this kind of dream run of, I'll read it out with the colours here.
It looks alright.
If we go to the midfielders, Essendon, so they play Freo, who are orange, Richmond, who are green, West Coast, who are light yellow, green, Carlton, who are orange but should be good, Melbourne, who are orange, who should be good. So yeah, look, as it stands, there's only 4 green teams in the midfield, so I wouldn't be too deferred by yellow or an orange. They're still probably going to be pretty good teams. It's just the fact that Adelaide, Essendon, Gold Coast, and Richmond are that much easier than everyone else. But that's a good little run there for Durham, and if he's playing midfield time, I can really see him kind of hitting his strides. And as a forward, I mean, if he averages 90, which I could see as a realistic thing,
Yeah.
you're getting him 20 points unders, and he's probably going to be near abouts the top 6 forwards.
Yeah, and the thing is that he's going to jump a bit too this week if you can't get him. Like I know I'm certainly looking at him probably even for next week. If Rochelle has another bad one, his break even's 52. If he pops a 90 or a 85 even, he'll go up maybe 20, 30K. That'll almost be enough for if Rochelle has a bad week, they'll switch in price. So instead of cashing 60K from Rochelle to Durham, you'll have to be spending up maybe 10K or 5K or something like that, which is
Yeah.
a position I really don't want to be in, and a lot of coaches wouldn't want to be in either.
Yeah.
So
So at the moment, he's at a projected 80 is
Yeah.
his score, and that would project him going up 22k. And if we go up to Buderick, who I guess is the comparison, he's projected at a 69, and that's projected to make him go up 13k. So as much as we probably don't believe those predictions, I could see him both going 80 or 90 this week.
correct.
Durham seems to be the guy that will probably, I think he outscores Buderick this week. Playing against, who do they play?
The Dogs play
Freo.
Yeah,
So West Coast play Freo and the Dogs play Carlton. I guess they're both kind of easiest matchups. I still just think Durham Durham plays better. And I think he probably, is more value as you're going down, being able to do more on the other side. So we're sticking fat on Durham over Buderick. Would you be interested in going up to an Isaac Rankin at 840k after his last week's score of 162? Oh.
Tag. Not happening. Nah, I don't
thought
think
you had a bug in your shirt or something.
Nah, he's gonna get tagged. It's as simple as that. He's their best midfielder when he not best midfielder. He's their most impactful midfielder, I should say. So, and you usually see him go to blokes like that. And as you were saying, once you hit a tag and it sticks, you go back to it every time. We know Rankin can be tagged and tagged to like 20s. Don't want to see that. Even if he's gone 164, if you're bringing him in, it may look like he's gone 90 over 2 weeks, but really in reality he's gone 160, you've chased it, and he's gone 20 and you've got that. So do I think he's going to go 20? No, I don't. I think he'll probably score maybe solid 80. They're playing North, which Simpkin is hard to get a read on. If it's Foss, lower ceiling for sure, I reckon, but if it's Simpkin, that could be brutal for a bloke like Rankin, because he's just punishing. But I reckon they'll probably chuck Foss with him and put a Simpkin on a Dawson maybe. But we'll see. We got to wait and see. Don't know. But
then Hawthorn, who are toughish. Then he has his bye.
Correct.
Then he plays Geelong, who he played earlier in the year for a 21 with that
O'Shea
O'Shea Mullen tag. So
Mullen.
that was bad. So yeah, I think I agree. We're avoiding him. Honestly, if he didn't have the tags, I would be anyways. But an interesting thing with these tags is, do they just move him out of the midfield and put Rochelle back in there? I mean, surely they have to have some kind of prior knowledge of, well, we know this guy's going to get tagged. Yes, he was fantastic last week, but we've got a perfectly good midfielder who it seems they don't want to play both in the midfield, even though I think they absolutely could.
Oh, that's so good.
Do they just replace like for like and go Rochelle into the midfield, Rankin into the forward line, and North come in and go, oh, well, we were going to tag Rankin, but does that then leave them to tag Rochelle? Do they still, I feel like there's a lot to go on here, and maybe it's something that you could think about twice, trading out Rochelle. Do you just, hold another week?
It's a bit...
Because, realistically, all these guys are not, if Rochelle hits a 70 this week, you're doing a whole trade to, gain 15 points, 20 points. It's with the forward line, you're probably just... switching to a slightly less shit player.
Correct.
Other names there, I mean, there's obviously the rookies who we can talk about. So Paddy Cross is the most traded in forward with 7k trading him in. -3 break even, had a 70 last week and kicked 3 goals, I think, in that. So I think if you're looking for a downgrade in the forward line, he is there. Toby Murray as well was out, but I think Thilthorpe's out now, so he might have come back in as emergency because he is listed as playing on the fantasy website. So he's 370k with a -9 break even, so definitely still can make some cash. The fact that he was dropped, you probably just don't go there anymore, though.
Yeah.
We saw last night Tom Anastasopoulos, there you go,
right.
play, and he had, what did he score? It's not
50 something, I think.
53, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, if you went there, that's probably all right.
28 in the first quarter, by the way. Could have been huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Banfield has been named up for his debut for St Kilda, so he plays Richmond, so you could be picking him. I think he's kind of a tallish, placing Mitch Owens, who's injured. And yeah, that's about it for rookies. There's some other names there, so you go, Christian Petrarca is also there as an option. I don't think we're bringing him in. He played last night anyways. For what did he score last night? 89. So yeah, 89 last night and then 83 the week before. I think we're just probably waiting for him to get under 900k if you're wanting to look at him. There's too many options underneath. I guess a couple other guys who are slightly less popular. Jordan De Goey did have an 86 last night against the Swans, which was probably, you're happy with that if you traded into him after his 118 last week. So since he didn't play against Carlton, he's gone 89 against Essendon, 78 against Hawks, 118 against Geelong, and now 86 against Sydney. And then has the Eagles, Dogs, Melbourne, and Port coming up in his next 4, which sets his next 4 as, well, it's actually a red, his total matchups. So he plays 2 red teams, 1 orange, and 1 light yellow.
Yeah, right.
So I think that he could still be an option, but you're probably, similar to Rankin, just kind of getting him off a bit of a sugar hit, and he probably doesn't score as high as he has in the last couple of weeks. But still, it's 674k. There's a bit of value in there for sure with a 32 break even. Yeah. And the other one is Elliot Yeo, 760. Talk to me about Elliot Yeo.
Yeah, I've kind of we cast our minds back to earlier on in the year when I was splitting up Josh Dacos and Zorko. Although clearly Zorko was the better choice in the sense that Josh Dacos has been shit and dropped another 80 this week. I still just avoided it because he's so injury prone, Zorko, and then sure as eggs injury, bang, out for 3 weeks, out for
Yeah.
maybe even more. If we're talking about injury prone and we're talking about Dane Zorko, then Elliot Yeo has got to be above him on that list because his injury history is shocking. And I love Yeo. There's a reason I'm a West Coast fan, but I don't think you can go there. I think you just it's too risky. You could probably hide behind it in the buy, but I mean, it's averaging 80, priced at 74. It certainly could coming off 90, 104, 93. Like it's solid, but I don't know about his injury luck. So I suppose it's one of those ones in the forward line where you probably go to a Durham before him. I'd still maybe even a Buderick, but I don't know. It's Don't get me wrong. I think he'll score great when he's playing, but it's how long is he going to play for? I feel like he's a bit of a ticking time bomb, which sucks because I'd certainly like him in my team. He's usually in past years he's usually been one of the first ones to be in my preseason team, but
yeah, well, he's always value because he always has those injuries. And
Correct.
it makes him a bit of a bit tempting.
Yeah.
Also, Nick Murray late out for the Crows as well this afternoon. Luke Nankervis comes in for him. So not that you'd be listening to this live, but as we're recording live news.
There you go.
So yeah, he's always a bit of value. But to be honest, at 760k, that's probably a bit higher than I'd ever like to buy him at. He always kind of sits in that 600k mark.
Yeah,
Although
right.
the last month, 85, 90, 104, 93. He's been fantastic. And you look at North's run to come up as well. Giants, Collingwood, Essendon, Port, North, and Carlton in their next 6, which leaves their run at kind of like an orange, which is pretty good for midfielders as far as it goes. So
Solid.
look, I agree. There's worse options, but it's I would probably be going Durham, or even Buderick before him. Probably.
There you go.
Although the other thing is they do have that nice
Around 15 buy,
round 15 buy,
which is shared with the Lions, the Swans, and the Bombers. So
yeah. So there's probably not too many mids in there unless you had like a Zach Merritt, Neil or Ashcroft or like Heaney. There's probably not too many mids. Yo's a forward, isn't he? So in terms of forwards,
it's just Chad Warner's. Your Durham if you got Durham as well.
Yeah,
it's kind of it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any Brisbane
Zach
forward.
Bailey.
Zach Bailey, I guess. Yeah, if you had him. There's not much. But yeah. In totality, I think we're probably going Durham or Buderick. Not interested in a Noah Bolter at 595k.
No.
Playing a bit of ruck time. Last 2 scores of 78 and 119.
No, I'm more interested in you using the term in totality rather than Noah Bolter. So that was pretty cool. I wrote that. I liked it. Anyway, but no, not touching Bolter. I mean, that number 1 ruck. But surely Nank's not far off. We're not picking Richmond players. Yes, he's got that good buy, 13 buy only with the Giants, but then you just play the game properly.
Yeah. And if we look at Richmond's run coming up before their bye, they play one of the only 2 red teams in St Kilda, and then they play Essendon Light Green and Sydney Orange before their bye. And if we look, their next 4 weeks, it's the hardest fixture of any ruck, and the next 6 weeks, it's also the hardest next 6 weeks of any ruck. And even the next 8 weeks is, believe it or not, harder than any other ruck. So I think, we're not going there. Let's look at some other positions, though, and we'll move to the midfield now because a lot of people will be trading in here. And it's the 13,000 coaches that have traded into Bont that we're really looking at. Yes, he's now 40% owned, but look, you're getting Bont under $1 million coming off of a 150. I mean, it's a 143. I mean, then even before that, 2 scores of 106 and 114. And even apart from that, tag 28, 102, 130, 108, 135, and 92. I mean, it's kind of
solid. Yeah.
It's weird to think that he's that low after having that scoring. It's almost the kind of the best way for him to get that low. You talk like someone like Durham, moving position, getting low, getting the forward status, and then we're now able to pick him up. Bont has almost done it in the perfect way as well, in that he's scored consistently well. Almost all his games have been a ton. Then he gets really badly tagged in one game, really cheap, and he's kind of now break even of 84, finally bottomed out, I think, and we can definitely be picking him up now. So he is absolute tick, tick, tick. I'm bringing him in this week. Against Carlton as well. I'll talk about him in captains, but he did get tagged last time because he didn't play them in 2025. So 2024, he got tagged by Chincotta, who's obviously not at the club anymore. Watch for Lockie Cowan. I reckon he could possibly do a roll on him. He did a roll on Messiah a few weeks ago. Not really, to be honest, although he has only been in for the last couple of weeks. And also, Voss sacked, which I don't think we've spoken about on the podcast yet.
True, yeah.
The implications for that on Carlton will be huge. They're going to try a bunch of new things, I think.
I've tipped him. I think this is an outside chance, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch him tonight. But I think that, you get the most... You don't get a coach trying to, play people out of position. You don't get, we're going to try Jagger in the forward line just to, rest him a little bit and work on his forward craft for when he does play there. Because there's no future thinking.
Correct.
Josh Fraser's already come out and said he's not going to put his hat in the ring for the coaching job. So he's just going to go, you know what, Jagger, you're best in the midfield. Just go play midfield for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
You know what, Cowan, you're probably not bad at tagging. Go and tag someone. I think he could do a good job on Bont. Where Nasai got away from him was the speed. And so Bont doesn't quite have that, but he's got the big, he's a big body mid. Cowan is actually, he's pretty big. Not as big as Bont, obviously, but he can definitely sit with him at stoppage. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But yeah, you're not taking that away from Bont at all, because he is hard to tag. It's probably the Geelong game is probably the only time in recent years that I can remember him being successfully tagged. And even then, he doesn't come up against a tag really until St Kilda in round 15, maybe, where a Windy might go to him, and then after that he's got the bye and then a James Jordan tag possibly, but doesn't play a Shane Mullen for the rest of the year as well. You're just going there. Other names there, so Hugh McCluggage is still being traded into, so if you did that for his 52, that would have been disappointing. That sucked. That was bad.
That was pretty tough.
Other names in the midfield, obviously you've got Baz and you've got Dacos. You're definitely just trying to get to them. If you didn't trade out Bruin this week, you could definitely still do it next week and trade up to them. And even, if you we spoke about trading McAndrew out at R3 before. If you went him down to Harry Barnett and then you went, I don't know, Dyson, you probably couldn't get Sharpie up there, but you could get someone up there, is what I'm saying, basically. You could get anyone pretty much at that kind of 600k-ish mark to go up to Baz with that cash. So,
any thoughts on the appendix-less Noah Anderson, who since his surgery, 192, 115, 118, priced at...
I think that's definitely what was bothering him.
He's got an 8 at the start of his price. So that will go up. He'll probably be in the 900s, but gee, I tell you what, if Jack Steele has another bad one, Steele to Anderson, Rochelle to Derm, don't mind it.
Yeah.
Don't mind it.
The problem for me is the possible tags. So obviously he just got done playing Port for a 118. He will play North, which could be O'Sullivan or Simpkin. Then then the Lions, who shouldn't be anyone. Then Geelong, he probably gets Mullen. Then the Hawks, who could run someone with him. Freo have run people with them, but they haven't done it much this year. I guess after that, there's not really many tags, except the end of the year plays Giants and Saints. So just that next month, a couple of tags in there probably steers me away from him. And not so much that I don't think he'll be good, but I don't think he gets away from you. And we could see him still be at about 900k in a month and be ready to pick him up after the buys when it's really upgrade season. And getting a bit of value there and him being at M8. There's not too many other premium names there. I want to speak on Zach Merritt because he's got a really good fixture coming up. Like we said with Durham, Freo, Richmond, West Coast, Carlton, Melbourne, North Melbourne, St Kilda is his next 7 games, which if I go to his next 8 games, it is so the next 4 is the third easiest out of anyone in the comp. Their next 6 games is the 4 third easiest of anyone in the comp, and their next 8 games is the equal third easiest of anyone in the comp as well. So he does have a good fixture coming up, coming off of scores of 111, 111, 62, 151 in his last month. You can definitely do it.
You can. You certainly can. He's priced a bit. I think at that price, I'd want to go Bont first.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's kind of, and sometimes you are playing who you go first, but hey, the run speaks for itself. I just worry about Merritt's floor. He hit a 60 against the Pies, hit a 70 against the Roos. But I mean, outside of that, he's been going at 100, averaging 105. I think he's averaged over 100 for 9 seasons or something crazy like that. So he
Yeah.
certainly can do it. So yeah,
Yeah,
don't mind it.
2015, I think, from memory of my preseason research, was the last time he averaged under a ton, which is pretty
That's
crazy.
crazy. That's pretty good.
So yeah, he is a good pick. If you already had the Bont, I know there's definitely people who owned him before he kind of bottomed out before that Geelong game. I think you could definitely be going to Zach Merritt
Oh, for
there.
sure. Yeah.
There's a couple of rookie options in the midfield. If we look up to the most traded in, Sullivan Roby, who's also a forward. We didn't speak on him, 426k. You still happy to go there with a 9 break even?
Yeah, could do. I'm more, yeah. No, I think you could do that. Yeah.
Jack Ison has been named up to debut for Carlton at 230k. Now, this is an interesting one for me because, again, we spoke on the new coach. I did think he would debut because he was kind of previewing the Indigenous Guernsey. I think I read he's the first player from the Indigenous Academy or from
Oh,
any
yeah.
Indigenous Academy, which is cool. So, been at the club for a while. He was relatively highly touted. We did have to. The Warrior was getting Harry Dean and him with the picks we matched last year, so he definitely can play. Probably more of like an Ashton Moyer type. So I don't know if he makes too much cash. He's a forward,
Yeah.
not a midfielder. He's just listed as a mid here. So yeah, I'm not keen on going there. But if you were really looking for someone cheap, you definitely could.
Mm.
Other rookie names there. You've got Billy Cootie, who played last night for a 43. If you did go there at 290k, people are still trading into Rechko, which I think you definitely could, at 461k. And yeah, that's about it for rookies. And yeah, even if we move over to defense, there's not many rookies there either, which is where I was looking to shop this week. But
Yeah.
there's definitely some premiums there that you can be shopping for. So Buderick is again named there in the defense. He's a defender forward, and we've spoken on him. Lockie Whitfield is the most traded in defender though, with 11,000 coaches trading him in, and he could be a bit of value at 1.046 million with a 99 break even. I think he'll be very good this week. Comes up against the Eagles, the easiest team for defenders to play against.
Yeah.
But then Lions, Melbourne, Bye, St Kilda is even not a bad run. Carlton, Hawthorn, Freo, Geelong, Essendon, he's got a pretty good run coming up. The thing is Ash in the midfield. Does he stay in there? Does he go back to halfback? That's really the deciding factor for me, and it's hard to tell. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah. You don't know. It's hard. I really don't know. I think he stays in there for a little bit, but uh, I can't get a read. I haven't been. Him going to the midfield originally surprised me. So his scoring hasn't
Mm,
taken a massive hit, but it's still taken a hit, and that in itself is a bit of a worry. It's like, do I want that? Do I not? But
yeah.
end of the day, it's all kind of indifferent, I suppose. Lockie Ash,
Yeah.
Lockie Whitfield, they're both going to score well. Like they've both been ton runs for ages. I mean, Ash only broke his ton run last week or a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember, but they're
Yeah,
still going
and
to score
Whitfield's has
well.
his
Yeah.
since round 3, and even his
Mm.
scores before that of 92, 92, and 87 are not bad. But yeah, over the last 2 weeks that Ash has been in the midfield, he had 61% CBAs in round 8, and Whitfield went 113, and he had 31% last week against Essendon,
Yeah.
and Whitfield scored a 125. So if that keeps up, it seems that it kind of adds. Before that, Whitfield's gone 106, 101, 109,
Mm.
129. So it seems that it kind of adds 15 to 20-ish points onto Whitfield's score. So yeah, I definitely think he's a bit of value if you're just looking to go up from someone there. I think a lot of people are probably moving off a Farrow up to him and then doing a rookie downgrade on the other side. That's just a perfect move, and I would tick that off absolutely.
Yeah,
Would you
nice.
be going up to Roberts instead for, what is that, an extra 80-ish K?
Well, that's what I'm asking, and yes, I am. I am this week. I'm doing that. I just don't know. Which if that means that I'm going him over them, look out for a big score because usually once I jump off somebody and go someone else, they go big. So, but no, I'm going Roberts. I just think it's too good to miss. Like the fact that they just gets proper junk time, and I think it's because he gets no whack in the media. Like when we saw Shees will do this a couple of years ago or last year, and he got an absolute cop in the media, like, oh, he's getting cheap
Yeah.
ball, getting all this like fake possessions, all this sort of stuff. But I actually heard nothing from Archie Roberts, and they're in a worse position than
Mm,
North were. So
yeah.
it's not going to stop anytime soon. And I think you just got
No.
to jump on it once you can. And once you're playing against Frio, who just allow opponents to do that sometimes, and then against the Tigers, Eagles, Carlton, like it's going to get some cheap
Yeah.
ball.
Yep. So there are seven green matchups in the defense, which is more than any other line. So it is a very green place to be. But yeah, he goes green, yellow, dark green, yellow, yellow, bye, and then after that, red, green, red. So his 2 out of 3 of his games after the bye, he plays the only 2 red teams in North. Then he does have the easiest team in Collingwood, and then the second hardest team in Brisbane. So, yeah, up to his bye, he should be great. And I mean, once you've got him, he's like Baz and Dacos. You've got him for the year. And I think I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, that he's in that same tier of them two, that you just kind of, if you can reach him at some point, you're going to want him, because he's just scoring like no one else at the moment. So, yeah, I definitely... And even then, I know he's a lot more expensive. His break-even's only 2 points more than Whitfield's. So he could still make a lot of cash.
He could.
But, you know, if you get him, you're getting him for the year. It's probably the same deal with Whitfield. We're not looking for these guys to make much cash. We're looking to get them at value. And obviously Whitfield is more value, but yeah, I agree. You just get to Roberts.
You have to. Yeah, it's simple as that. Like, I hate how I haven't had him already, and I just had to sit here and watch him go like 2 150s, a bunch of 120s, and all that sort of stuff. But it's like, oh well. So those people who started with him are so lucky, man. So lucky.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
Happy.
Well, let's do a quick fire through some more premium targets. Just a quick yes or no, because we've got to get into some other stuff. So Sinclair, are you a yes to people trading him in?
Trading him in
against Richmond this week? Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it.
Yeah, but I would.
Yeah.
He's 30k cheaper, 34k cheaper than Whitfield. So if you can't get to Whitfield, you can do it. But I'd be trying any what I can to get to Whitfield. I think John Noble is cheaper and had a 126 last week, so it proves that maybe it was a yes.
Yes.
So his last 3 is 126, 135, 144. I actually don't know what's changed at Gold Coast for him to be scoring this well.
Yeah.
Because he has scored that against Port, who are easy-ish. St Kilda, who are definitely easy, and the Giants, who have shown to be easy after that matchup. So, are easy now, I guess. So, I don't know. But, I mean, you look at their matchups coming up. So, obviously, he has a round 12 bye. He plays... so he played Port, which is green. Next week, he plays North, who are the hardest matchup. And then, bye. Then plays Brisbane, who are the second hardest matchup. So, I guess... You probably don't want him at the moment. You probably, like Rankin.
Yeah.
Getting him off a bit of a sugar hit, and he's going to not do that well. All right, Nick Newman at 847k. You happy to go the value of him?
Yes. Yeah, I think you are.
Agreed. And I don't think there's any concern about him playing wing. I don't think they're going to do that anymore. Lucky Ash, I think we're just steering away from. He's exactly the same price as, 5k less than, 5k less than Whitfield. So you're just going there over Ash.
Correct.
And that's about it. Carl Amon's getting a little bit of love. So did have a 114, 113, and 119 his last 3, and comes up against Melbourne, Crows, St Kilda, Bulldogs, Gold Coast, and Giants, which leaves his next 6 weeks as the tied easiest in the competition, with Essendon and Port. So you can definitely be going him, I think. If you wanted a unique option, he's 1.36% owned. So
No,
and then rookie options, which is where I'm shopping this week, there's really nothing. You've got Bodie Ryan, who's still at 230k, despite actually playing last week, which is probably not great. So I don't think you go there. I personally am bringing in Harrison Oliver, who's just been named to the Giants. Yeah. Just, he'll probably turn into a red dot in a couple of weeks, but I just need someone.
Fair enough.
And I'm bringing in I don't know if he actually does play defense, actually, but he... plays West Coast, who are the easiest matchup for defenders. True. So at least maybe if he could pop me a 60, that'd be nice. Harry Johnston is highly traded in this week, so you can be doing that at 237k. Will Edwards at 286k, so a 53 last night. You'd probably be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
And that's about it for Copper Flop.
Very good.
All right, let's get into a quick bit of field or yield. What are you doing with your rookies this week?
I'm actually going Jack Carroll over Bill Myers.
Okay.
We come plays against Richmond. Should be easy for defenders. Hopefully, it should get some cheap ball in the last bit. So I had Marshall, but that's for me in the defense because I'm trading out Farrell. So I got Bill Myers on bench, Carroll on field with Marshall rotting away on the bench there too. In the midfield, I'm going Milan Murdoch on field, and I'm taking Angry Anderson's 66, so I can have Dev Rob on field, and that's instead of a Rechko or a Cumming. So, what are your thoughts on that one there, that in particular?
Yeah.
Yep. Happy with that.
So,
So
What was it, Rechko?
taking a 66 over a Rechko or coming.
Yeah, you probably just do that.
It's just safe,
Yeah,
I
I'd
think.
agree.
Yeah. Yep. And then forward line,
Yep.
it's Cook. Simple as that. Lombard had a 62. That's pretty solid. But I'm happy to
Yeah.
I'm happy to take Cook.
I'm kind of glad I've held on to Lombard this long. He's not
Yeah.
doing too
So
badly, and he's just got a 62 with a 23 break even.
yeah,
He's going to get up to like 500, 550k, which is good. But yeah, 62. I made the
probably
mistake of looping his 68 with Cook, and then Cook went 80 something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could put him on field and chuck Rochelle on the bench. Wouldn't be the worst play.
Honestly,
I wouldn't be the worst
play.
Anyway,
You could do that.
And that's me. And then Oscar Steen, 37. Time on ground threshold didn't make it because he went off injured, which sucks. And Lucky McKenzie.
So do you have him in your forward line?
No, he's on. Ruck.
Right.
I was talking about Rucks, but yeah, I did that in the wrong order. But yeah, no, I was gonna move in. That's the problem. I was gonna go Harry Barnett and get somebody else out, and then move Steeny into my forward line. And I felt like that would have been like Lombard, Steen, and Cook. That would have been like a real solid forward line. But nah, can't do it. And instead, I'm bringing in Paddy Cross from the D's. Should have just gone Tommy A, low key, but Paddy Cross had a -3 break even, so I know he'll at least go up some cash, which is good.
Yeah.
And he's 44k more, but hopefully it makes that difference between the two of them.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Well, I am in defense. I fielded Jai Sarong for a 79. I really don't understand why people are trading him out. He was always going to just be 1 week, and he's had some pretty consistent scoring. He's averaging 72 for the year, so he was great last night.
Yeah.
And then I've got Blamires and this new Harrison Oliver on my bench. So Blamires is the emergency. So yeah, I'm happy to just keep Sarong there at D6. I'm not even worried about looping anymore. In the midfield, I'm happy to keep Jagger and Murdoch there on field for me, so they're fantastic on my bench. I do have Cumming and Dyson Sharp, who's going to need to go at some point. I've got Rechko there in my utility spot as well, so I do have the luxury of not having to field either of those guys, because I feel like, again, it's either or for every week. It's hard to predict. McAndrew obviously still on field with Zach Ostelski in the ruck in R3. I did wonder if maybe I should trade out Farrow, move Zach Ostelski into my defense line and just trade in Barnett this week.
Oh, yeah.
But then I'd have 2 red dots. But I also probably was going to trade Zach Ostelski in the buys anyway, so I could still do that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, thinking about it, it might not even be the worst idea, although my cash gen's pretty bad. I've got Dyson Sharp injured in my midfield bench. Over to the forward bench, I've still got Dev Rob. So yeah, I think I probably just need a bit of cash gen. In that forward line, I'm fielding Cook, Dev Rob, and Lombard on the bench, so I can loop Lombard on, but I don't think I'm going to do that.
Nice. No, fair enough. Very good. And do you need a loop this week? Have you VC'd or anyone? Or what are you thinking?
So I haven't VC'd anyone yet. I'll get to who I am VCing and captaining when we do captains. But yeah, in terms of a loop, I'll still be using Dev Rob from now on, although I can use Dyson Sharp as well. Yeah. Dev Rob in that last game will be my loop if I do have to use him.
Is your E on Lombard? Is my question.
Yes, it is.
So if you want to take your VC, you'll have to sacrifice someone's score.
Oh yeah. Oh no, because yeah. Oh, I could still. I could put Dyson Sharp on field. Yeah. Because he plays Sunday. So yeah, I have VC the Saturday player, so I can still do that. All right, bit of weather watch. There's a bit to watch this week. So obviously we saw it be a bit wet last night for both games. That was predicted when I wrote my notes a couple of days ago. Adelaide versus North today here in Adelaide. Very high chance of showers, 4 to 15 mils. I don't think we've had any rain yet, so that could be to come. It is 12:15 though, so. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it says most likely in the morning and afternoon. So that's right as this game is on. Melbourne v Hawthorn on Saturday afternoon at the MCG. Medium chance of showers, 0 to 1 mils. So probably at the end of this game, not much there, I don't think. And Essendon v Freo tomorrow at the MCG. Very high chance of showers, 5 to 15 mils. I'll just double check that because I did do this a couple of days ago and it's probably changed, but that is the biggest one for the week. So yeah, that could affect someone like an Archie Roberts, which look probably doesn't affect him too much, but
yeah, he would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so if we go, what's this, Melbourne tomorrow? Yeah, it's gone up to 7 to 20 mils.
Ooh,
so, yeah, in morning and afternoon. So, yeah, 25% chance of 20 mils. So, could happen. That's a fair bit of rain. That
is a lot of rain.
Yeah.
That's right. Look out, Sinclair at Marvel. could be huge with the roof.
Yeah, true.
Um,
Very true.
Jack Carroll. Yeah, nah, cool. Yeah, cool. Happy with that.
All right, let's get into some captains. So, obviously, there's been a fair bit passed with 3 games. If you VC'd Bailey Smith for 157, you take that. If you VC'd Grundy for 162, I know you were joking last night, but you did wonder if you should put the captain on Archie Roberts.
Missed out on a 180. Nah, you might have seen in the chat. I was very upset because I had my VC on Bailey Smith all Thursday, and then when I was just switching around some emergencies, I like switched. I decided I went Carroll over Blamires. So when I chucked the E on Blamires, I accidentally clicked VC. So I look on my field and I've got Blamires on field with a VC, and Bailey Smith is on 157 with nothing on him, and I was spewing. I was full salty and sulky, you know how I get. And Brody I put the VC on Brody Grundy, who I was going to roll into anyway.
Yeah.
It pops at 161, so fuck, I'll take that. Yeah, sweet.
Well, so, I guess
gained 4 points.
Sure, you've gained 8 points.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you VC'd Butters as well for a 122, you're probably taking that.
Take that. Yeah.
Anyone else, and I think we can be looking elsewhere. There were probably more unique scorers that if you did cap, like I think Anderson 118, you take that. But of those 3 probably popular captain options, you're taking them. Anyone else? But yeah, I think we're looking at these next 8 options. So now I have had to do this for like 6 games, so there's some bottom dwellers in here. Merits. So 100 to 120 I've predicted him at. So he was tagged to a 57 last year against Freo, but he should be good. They haven't done much tagging this year, so I'd be surprised if they do. But it is a VC only, and that being that there's only Saints, Richmond, and West Coast Giants after that, you're probably not doing that.
Yeah.
Number 7, Max Gawn, I've put him at a 105 to 115, 132 and 113 last year against the Hawks. You probably can't do it, but if you've got no one to VC before some Sunday players, then he should be good just to chuck one on anyway.
Yeah.
Number 6, I do have LDU, so 106 and 70 last year, but for the same reasons I'll say for Sheasel later, the Crows are so easy for mids, like the darkest green matchup, so you can be looking at him. Although whenever he's in the captains, Sheasel is also probably above him, so I feel like he never gets a captain, but you know. Number 5, I've put Sam Flanders for a 110 to 120 as well. So Nasiah being out leaves him, who scored a 119 last week without Nasiah against the Suns. I think he's a good option. So Richmond over the course of the season have gone from an orange matchup to now one of 4 green matchups in the midfield. And they're the equal third easiest matchup with the Suns, who Flanders had a 119 on last week. So I think he should be a good, reliable 110 here. If you wanted to roll into that as your Sunday captain, you could do that. Yeah. Now here's where we really start hitting. Number 4 is the Bont. So he didn't play against Carlton, as I said before, and was tagged by Chincotta in 2024.
Under the roof.
I think Carlton used Cowan to tag him. Yeah, we'll probably be under the roof tonight. So yeah, I could definitely see a Cowan tag. Cowan, won't have to keep up with someone as quick because Bont is not, but he will be a bit of a bigger body, and I think Cow can go with him at stoppage.
Yeah.
Bont should still be great, though. Carlton are a light yellow for mids, so it should be good. Sheasel, I've got at number 3 for a 120 to a 130. 113 and 90 last year against the Crows, but they are and have been the darkest green matchup for a few weeks now. So except for Richmond last week, over the last month, they've had Ollie Wines have 118, Zach Butters 112, and then that Brisbane game as well, Lachie Neale 159, Will Ashcroft 131, Zach Bailey 127. So Sheasel will bounce back from his 80 last week and should be a great option. He will be my VC this afternoon.
Nice.
Number 2, I've got Whitfield at 120 to 140. So West Coast are the easiest team for halfbacks to score against at the moment, leaving Whitfield, who had 125 against the Bombers last week, to be a great option. I do think Ash slowly moves out of the midfield more, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just play him in the midfield at 60+% again in what the Giants should see as a winnable game against West Coast.
Yeah, right.
Regardless, Whit had a 139 last year against the Eagles, and again, they're the easiest matchup. 125 last week and 113 the week before, I think it was. So yeah, he should be great. And number 1 is obviously Archie Roberts, although the rain is definitely something. The fact that it's gone up maybe makes me doubt it slightly. But yeah, Fremantle are light green for defenders. Previous scores of Amon 114, Josh Battle 106, Bailey Dale 129, and McCarthy 113, all out doing their averages. So Freo can give up points. There's usually one defender that tops the opposition scoring against them, and I think that'll definitely be Roberts, coming off scores of 136, 164, 117, 134, 85, and then last week 157, which are...
Oh man, I've heard stuff crazy like that. I've heard stuff like that in the past with Rochelle when I brought him in. Massive run goes down. When Francis, massive run goes down. I swear to God, if this happens again, I actually might just quit fantasy.
Yeah, I swear to God, if you ruin this guy, I'm gonna be pissed.
Fair enough.
I think I got him after his 164. So yeah, I've had a couple of good scores from him. So yeah, he's my number one. But yeah, definitely be wary. He's probably I don't know. I don't want to say captain only because maybe you don't feel as safe rolling into that. But I'm VCing Sheasel first, and to be honest, I was kind of hoping that I could find a way to VC Roberts because I really just wanted him. But yeah, Sheasel, I'm probably. There's more safety in that, I guess, than Roberts in the rain, although I still think Roberts should be good. So, yeah, there's captains.
Cool. I like it. Very nice. Well, I've gone Brody Grundy, so I'll just take that. So, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that'll just about do us, I reckon.
Yeah, mate. What are your trades? Final trades you got?
So my final trades for this week. Here we go. Trades. I've gone Farrow to Harrison Oliver, and then Bruin to Bont are my trades. And looking forward to next week. I'm pretty happy with my rookies on field in Sarong, Jagger, Murdoch, and Cook. So it might either be trying to trade off, I might just go Robertson and Sharp or try and trade some injured guys. Maybe it is time for Lombard to go, though I think he still probably gets another couple of weeks. Blamires is also probably someone I could start to look to trade out. Or do I just, do a bit of swapping, go Steele and Brayshaw out to Baz and a mid-pricer or something is definitely also an option. I have saved 240k as well, so I think I could just go Steele to Brayshaw and then sideways. I could do I could go Steele. I could next week go Steele to Baz, Brayshaw to Noah Anderson or something like that, or like a bit of a value guy under.
Oh, don't mind that.
Okay, so yeah, there's a lot to do.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yep.
I think next week I could also be persuaded to kind of move off McAndrew too. That could also be something I do.
Yeah, no, I like it. Well, myself, I'm just going Farrah to Roberts, Tanner Bruin to Paddy Cross on the forward line. Looking forward to next week. I don't know what I'm going to do, man. I'm kind of feeling a bit like I'm rookie crosses. I got Jack Carroll. I think when I went Sarong over Farrow because he was out for that game, when I went Sarong out and Jagger out, that ruined me, I think. And I've been playing catch up ever since. So yeah, it's been tough, but we'll be up. We'll be up. And moving forward, Milan Murdoch's great. Hopefully, I might be picking up another midfielder, and then I'll run either Carroll or Blamires in the defence, run Justin Murdoch in the middle, and then run Cookie on field and see if I can. I'll probably keep McAndrew and see if I can get one more rookie off field. So
yeah, nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we're finally starting to cull most of these rookies. You should probably only have 4 on field is probably a good spot to be, 4 or under. Yeah. Maybe 3. It's probably a good spot. So there you go.
Very nice. Well, with any luck so far, my team is, and hope yours is on the mark as well.
And not off the mark like my team. And we'll be back with you on probably Tuesday to go through round 10 as it was.
Yeah. See you then.
See you then.